ಇವತ್ತು ಸೆಷನ್ ಇದೆ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಪ್ಯಾನೆಲ್ Good afternoon. Welcome back. We are at the end. So, like all good things has to come to an end. So we are in the last session. So I take the privilege to welcome Dr. Dharma Prasad. So it's an honor to introduce Dr. Dharma Prasad. He's a visionary leader, scientist, entrepreneur, and social impact advocate whose remarkable journey reflects resilience, innovation, and service. Dr. Prasad is the CEO and Chief Scientist of Prosetta Bioconformatics, where he leads the development of life-saving therapies targeting infectious diseases, cancer and neurological disorder. He is also the founder director of Fun Plus Learn Solutions, a platform making education accessible and engaging. And he is also the director of Wow Presence, advising top-tier companies and institutions on digital trust and branding. He holds a PhD from the CDFT, University of Hyderabad, and an MSc from University of Mysore. He has authored 9 books, published 18 research papers, and built successful ventures in diagnostics and research. Beyond his entrepreneurial ventures, he is also the chairman of Samvidya Trust and convener of CI's Industry Institute panel, empowering students through mentorship and skill building. His contributions have earned him accolades, including the Distinguished Alumni and Samaja Seva Ratna Awards. We welcome you for this
discussion.
We welcome you for this panel discussion, sir. Now, I take the privilege of welcoming Dr. M. Palaniswamy, who is the Dean of Planning, Development and Accreditation at St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Now, I also welcome Dr. J. Angayara Kanni, sorry if I pronounced wrong, who serves as the professor and head of Department of Microbial Biotechnology at Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. I welcome Dr. D. Thirumal Kumar, who is the Assistant Research Director and Assistant Registrar at Meenakshi Academy of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Now, last but not the least, I also welcome the workshop convener, Dr. Hanmantappa Magri, to this panel discussion. So this panel discussion is about integrating phage therapy and One Health strategies to tackle AMR. So we have been listening from past 4 days, including today, how to combat AMR. So we welcome all of you for the panel discussion, sir. Thank you.
Should we start? Yeah, hello. Last day, last session must be tough. No? You must be waiting to get back. For both, for us also, for you also. It's fun, but one interesting thing, I don't know, most of your academicians you see is, most of them are girls.
Yeah.
Where are the boys? Where are they gone? It seems like...
Morning, during the tea time, no, I could not find not even a single male student.
Yeah. Oh, I'm wondering, very soon they will be endangered species. I think most of them are busy delivering in Zomato and Swiggy, no? No girls in delivery, only boys. And even cooking, whenever I go out for meetings and marriages and everywhere, only boys. I think boys are busy cooking, where girls are studying. I think very soon it will reverse. But more men on the stage, though. I think that needs to stage. I think that will change soon. Wonderful. Very happy to come back and meet all of you, and very happy to meet the fantastic panelists who have come from far away to join this panel discussion. I am a little bit off. I am not an academician. I am in between all the academicians. I am a little odd man out, but hopefully I'll do a good job in convincing you. You have heard for 5 days, this session on phage and phage therapy, AMRs, I think quite bombarded. So I'll start with a simple statement. I'll request all my panelists to individually answer this, just to simplify things. If you were to explain bacteriophage therapy to a layman who doesn't understand science at all as tomorrow's healthcare, what is the metaphor or example you would use just to explain them? Just to make it a little interesting, no? Too much of science. So now we'll do a little bit of off science and then we'll get back to science. Just in a simple words.
Good afternoon, everyone. Really, this is going to with a very successive sir today. All 4 days, this is the 5th day event. It was a dream of me and Araprasad sir. And we have executed in a better way. Hope you are taking something to your college and laboratories and even to homes also. Sir, as bacteriophage therapy, it's a very conventional methodology. So where we are going to use some bacterial killers to combat antimicrobial resistant bacteria. These phages are tiny things. They are coexisted with the bacteria. And the size is so limited, and bacteriophages regarded as and called as natural enemies to the bacteria. Without the aid of any antibiotics, we are intended to kill bacteria without any pesticides, without any antibiotics, without any chemicals. That's our intention, sir. And some examples are already available. The good example is neonatal meningitis. It's been, it is under the PAS therapy, it is in pipeline. Okay, one of my guide and advisor who is doing extremely on that, the neonatal meningitis disease can be cured with the help of bacteriophages, because antibiotics, many people, they are very susceptible with the antibiotic adverse effects and all. So without killing any normal microflora in their surrounding, so these can be targeted easily. So they can be called as new modalities of the research. I would say this is one of the therapy can be recommended for the future therapy also, along with antibiotics sometime. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Maybe.
Good afternoon. So it's a bit difficult after a lunch. Sitting and then keeping you awake is the main task for us, I hope. So as sir and everyone were talking about the bacteriophages, you have heard so much about it. So but the task given to me is to explain this to a lay person. So what we are looking at is AMR is a very dangerous one, which is we are facing a very big challenge to kill that. So as a layperson, they cannot understand the magnitude of that infectious, that AMR. Infectious disease, everyone understands that. But they don't understand how do you get it and why we have to work on it. There is antibiotic, so why do you have to worry about it? Every medicine is available for each and every disease. That is what they think. But as a scientific world, we know that how much resistance is there and how many problems are there in discovering the drugs and also in giving into the society, and the acceptance of the society is the next thing. So if you want to explain that to a layperson, it would be, in Tamil we say, puli varudhu nu solluvom. So that is the same thing that is happening here. Earlier we were worried that it might come, but now it has come already. So only thing is by killing it with the enemy of that same person. So the same has to be killed by the same enemy of that should be the one can kill it. So it need not be a bigger one.
So what I can understand is a very smaller poison. What do you say? Dart can be given to that. If it is expanding within the body of the tiger, it will get killed. So the same way, the injection by the bacteriophage, it is injecting its DNA genetic material into the body of the bacteria and killing it. So this tiger should be killed with a poison by giving a dart of poison into that. So that is the only analog, that is the same thing I can give, anecdote I can give it. That's all. And I hope as in the morning I told, we are the makers of AMR. So we should be very, very much aware in disciplined manner. We have to take up the antibiotics, and we have to handle the any person who are having the infectious diseases in a proper manner, so that we are not the creators of AMR. Thank you.
Sir.
Good afternoon to all. So, in line with other panel members, I would like to suggest two things. Sir has asked one question, how we are going to give an explanation about the phage therapy. Straight away I put it into the action. He has very precisely informed by our Dr. Magari what is the role of the bacteriophage. The thing is prey and predator mechanism. Prey and predator mechanism. This will identify that particular bacteria. It is able to destroy that bacteria alone. So if you have a capable of identifying that bacteriophage to destroy or kill that particular bacteria, that is a more successful. This I can say. Or in put it other way in academic way, lock and key theory. So some lock can open by the particular key. The same way the bacteriophage will identify that particular bacteria and destroy or consuming as an what you call that for the requirement, and it's cleaning things. And another one more important thing is, if you are talking something, but really we experienced as a case study, as Dr. Hanumandappa has completed PhD degree related to bacteriophage, and he did it in a plant. So we need not require any kind of approval or anything from the government of India or to the any organization. If you are going to apply this therapy to the human being, so it has to pass through a lot of policies and other things. That is a worrisome factor at this moment. So if you are going to take that bacteriophage, will it affect the human other way or secondary infection and all those things? So these are the studies should be have to study. As an industry people, they have to take up the job, or they can fund for the institution like the JS, and those who are really interested, you can give some small amount of research grant so that they can also do some kind of basic research to forward to the next level. And he did in a plant called ginger, that is in a ginger official, both two plants. So the decaying of what you call that, and the root, what you call that, tumor, what do you say that, rot disease. Most of the plants are get affected because of that particular bacteria, and he noticed it. He is from farmer family. He identified that issue, and we can't transact one particular what you call that research. Then he thought that we can introduce to kill the bacteria. We can use the bacteriophage. That mechanism he applied, he got a very good result. He published a paper also, he got degree also. This is an example. If you want, you can visit his thesis and other things so that you can understand how efficiently we are going to destroy that particular bacteria. But we are considering the human being and animal being, that should be a cumbersome work. And we have to propose a lot of research work, and we can form some kind of policy and other things, submit to the government. And government has to decide whether we can go it or not. As the previous speaker has informed that, already we are informing, that is a time has come up, and we have to take care. You are the pioneer. Almost you done 5 days of what do you call that exercise with the so many speakers from industry, academy, and expert and all. So I request any one of the student or scholar or faculty go with this project. It is successful or this particular 5-day conference sponsored by the ICMR. Thank you very much for participating in this one.
Dr. Kumar.
Good afternoon, everyone. So it's a basic concept to explain in layman with a metaphor, right? So there's a saying in Tamil telling that "Edirikki ediri nanban." To translate in English, the bacteria is the enemy for the human. Similarly, this same bacteria is the enemy for the virus as well. So what we are going to do is, as a human, we think we are the superpower. We empower the virus. Hey, come on, man, just kill them. However, we'll be fighting with the virus also later. That's a different story. But initially, to do that, we are going to kill the bacteria with tying up with the other enemy of bacteria. So that could be the simple layman term.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You know, that truly shows how scientific depth you guys have. I'm moving a little bit away from scientists, basic science research. I would say it is like a BrahMos missile, very precision. Whereas antibiotic is like a grenade which kills everything around it. Right? Now we are grounded and we are even blasted by my message. I think one question I have on science and one question on policy and ethics to each one of you. Maybe I'll start with Dr. Angarakani. You compared phages with other non-antibiotic tools like peptides, CRISPR, and various other in your presentation, and also nanoparticles. In your view, how close are phages to being clinically ready compared to these other approaches? How close are we to make bacteriophage therapies as a standard therapeutics?
So, as such, the therapy, bacteriophage therapy is not into commercialized. Commercialized tools. So, human is not there. So, what the main problem is to identify the phages, which is actually going to be targeting the specific pathogens. That would be the main problem. I don't know, because it should not be focusing on the other microbes. It should be very specifically targeted. So bacteriophage to the humans have to be very careful in that. But compared to bacteriophage, I hope the CRISPR-Cas would be the better one. CRISPR-Cas9, because we are manipulating it, and as other viruses and other things are there, but this CRISPR-Cas would be better than bacteriophage. But bacteriophage as such doesn't have that, human interference is not there. So that might be acceptance from the public would be more. Compared to the CRISPR-Cas9, scientific community may project that CRISPR-Cas9 would be the best one because it can easily kill the targeted one. Because we are manipulating it, we are making it to kill that. But phage is already naturally available, so it can be easily. Only thing is we cannot predict how many, how it behaves inside the human system. That is a predictability alone. If it could be explained and if it could be controlled or regulated in some way, then the bacteriophage would be a better one. The best one compared to.
For us to see
Already it has gone through so many years, I think, the bacteriophage thing.
Another
But
5 years
next 5 years, it should be. Down the line, it should be the best one. Only thing, the regulatory bodies should be giving a clear instructions on it, how to be used. And also the, fate of it also should be mentioned. How the bacteriophage will be behaving within the system has to be properly explained. Then that would be a very successful therapy, I hope.
Thank you. Thank you. I think my next question, wonderful answer, madam. We look forward to it. A lot of things are happening. Some are in pipeline, I think, in the phase 1 clinical trials also. Dr. Palaniswamy, my question is, One Health requires connecting human, animal, and environmental health. I think you alluded that earlier also. So where do you see the real bottlenecks in adopting phage therapy across the spectrum? Not only human, how do you see phage therapy getting adopted in human, animal, and environmental all combined?
It is really a tough question to answer with a single sentence. The reason is each and everything is different demand. Animal is different and human being is different, environment health is different. And the cause of disease also different. Some disease may be caused only the plant or only the specific reasons. So if you are going to address the phage therapy, each and everything should be addressed with the respective bacteria phage only. Even if you are taking an example, for a human being, the disease may be in the internal or external or the gut system and other things. How we are going to apply this therapy to the human beings? That is also questionable. So if you are going to continue research, keep on doing research, we can identify the modalities and other things also possible. And the next challenges is, and if you are taking the seasonal variations, the plant, what do you call that, genomic variations also influence a lot to maintain the disease and other things. So morning we were discussing about the personalized medicine, and he was telling that it is not possible. But it is required, but it is not possible. His statement, it is true. Because if I am going to produce one particular medicine for me, who will supply for me? The cost is very, 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 very high. You want to alter your content and composition and all, that is not successful as of now. If you are going to have some other alternative technology or thing, then only we can think. The same way, the bacteriophage, that is a single therapy, cannot be what we call that control all the systems. So each and everything should be integrated, and you can make a policy by the WHO or FO or oversee the entire process of this human health at the largest perspective. I mean to say that in a world, and you come up with some kind of ideas, then you can float this information to the country. And if you are going to float this country, few countries unable to do it here because of the financial crisis and other things. Underdeveloped country, whatever the system you are going to implement, that is not possible for them to implement it also. So the thing is, for his question directly, one shoe cannot fit to others. Yes. So we have to judge, and we have to do the research one by one. Accordingly, we have to eliminate this process. It takes down the line, I can say, another 10 to 15 years to taste the successful story of the bacteriophage therapy. But anyway, it will come. There is no doubt about it. I'm not discouraging, I'm not saying. Only thing, the time duration is extended to 10 to 15 years. If more number of groups are joining in this area, probably that may be reduced to some extent. I can quote one example so that we can understand. Normally, any medicine or pills to be approved minimum 10 to 15 years. Clinical trial 1, 2, 3, animal trial, human trial, etc., etc. But what type of trial faced by the COVID vaccine? We implemented it, no? If the severity is more, then all the countries put together, each and every country has worked it together, and they identify certain things. One way or other way, they controlled it. The same way, if it is needed, being a vast technologically advanced system we have, immediately we can do it. That is my humble thing from my side, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I think I move on to Dr. Thirumal Kumar. You work at the intersection of synthetic biology and AI, right? How close are we to designing a phage therapy that are not genetic but patient specific? You also said it is difficult to be precision medicine, but can we use AI and synthetic biology approach? Can we design it? That is the question. And if we can, when can we do it?
Okay, first of all, again, I need to surrender myself. I'm not an expert in the phage as well as AML because both are under focused area. Okay, so we don't have enough literature to directly build on that. But what I feel from the question is how AML can design it. Actually, let us make it as a two-part again. One is going to be a brain, another is going to be a hands. So brain part, AML will directly be used to design that. Because even if it's not going to be used for the entire phase of phage discovery, either it can be used for the host interaction discovery or to find out which genes are going to be responsible or which virulence factor is going to be responsible or how to differentiate between the harmful virus and beneficial virus. So all these things, AIML will be maybe maximum of 2 years, I can tell you. At least somewhere all this will be bits and pieces that will be implemented in all the tools because even your mobile phones are with the AIML today. With the AI, your ChatGPT, let's be a Gemini or whatever, so we use even Siri, whatever. So similarly, the bioinformatics tools are going to be rapidly developing, and they're going to use all these AIML models, and they're going to give you the results. Even if I'm going to tell the ChatGPT now to design a phage, it will give something to me. But problem here is who validates it? Since we don't have the proper data which is already existing from the experimental biologist, the validation and taking to the next step will be a bottleneck again. Similarly, the cost. Again, if I want to use a AI model, I need to go with the GPUs. I need to have a skilled laborers who knows, a biology person should know your programming language. He or she should know about the machine language and the AI techniques. So again, that is going to be a bottleneck. So overcoming this bottleneck, these two are, I think these two shouldn't be a bigger issues, because your GPUs will fall rate. Because once the laptops were sold for 1 lakhs and 1.5 lakhs, now it has come to 30,000 and 20,000. So similar will be happening for the GPU also. On skilled labor, somewhere we'll make all our board of studies and interdisciplinary studies. We'll push everyone to learn AI, ML, voluntary or involuntary. Okay. Second thing is the major one, the synthetic biology. So CRISPR-Cas. If you're going to use a CRISPR-Cas and if you're going to say some gene modification, how the government policies and how the regulatory things are going to happen is still a question mark. Even if you're going to say genetic modified crops today, that has become a big debate again and again. So when you go the synthetic biology approach, there need to be a proper regulatory mechanisms. We need to get many approvals, which is, actually there are two things to tell in India. One is political science and science politics. Okay. Basically, when you do political science, you become something, a lecturer. You cannot enter the parliament or the assembly. But when you do science politics, you can enter the assembly and you can make a frame regulations. So that's still a hypothetical question. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. I was at a board of study, IQSC recently in the college, and one question they were asking, there are very few takers of the students for regular biology courses, right? The admissions have come down dramatically this year for some reason, and they were thinking what to do. So one of the idea is what you are suggesting, to introduce AI in biology. So one of your subjects could become AI. So I was thinking, when I was driving next to Apollo Hospital, they have a big hoarding in Mysore, which says gastroenterology with AI, right? Very soon, all your beauty parlors will say beauty with AI. Then very soon, all Reliance trends will start kurta with AI, right? Then Bata will start shoe with AI. I don't know. Without AI, nobody will buy anything going forward. That is the way I think we are heading. But anyway, it is fun. If we don't learn, we're left behind. But it is a great question that we can ask. Dr. Araprasad didn't tell me Dr. Anmad Makri will be there. So it is a bouncer for me. I have no questions for him. I have to create one, synthesize one. So I have to become a synthetic biology, psychologist, whatever you say, and create one question. So one question I would build upon and ask Dr. Makri is simple. You have worked on plant phages and you have implemented it. My question to you is, compared to human animal, would plant implementation be the first and be the fastest? Maybe the regulatory framework is easier there. What do you say about it?
Sir, I'm much obliged about your question, sir, because the need of the globe is control of antibiotics. Because by 2050, 10 million deaths will be occurring based on this AMR. WHO already remarkably mentioned this in their website also. Initially, I was working with diabetic foot infection. Before starting my research, I was in Davanagere. I was closely associated with SS Medical College. I was working there. So we selected diabetic foot infection as one of the case study. We could isolated many bacterial types which were all belongs to multi-drug resistant bacteria. Those are called MDR strains. But one of the problem associated with our research is clinical clearance, and a lot of ethical issues will be there. So if you are taking animals as the model studies, so we have to pass all the regulations of the government and central government. They are modulated some rules, even state government. Even we are not able to touch a single animal without ethical clearance. Because of that, I shifted my core study towards plant biology. So when I observing the potato and ginger growers surrounding nearby Chikmagalur and Asan city, Ralstonia is the bacteria. So where it is massively infected to all the plants, especially Solanaceae family. Whatever vegetables we are eating, they all belongs to Solanaceae family. So the causative organism is Ralstonia solanarissum. It's a bacteria. But now we are not able to control the infection caused by that bacteria because it's already gained MDR. Not only, many resistance already it has taken up. So in my studies, I revealed the curing of disease caused by that bacteria, it is a bit very difficult because we are pouring only sprays. We are pesticides, herbicides, even of course DDT also. They unknowingly farmers they are spraying to their crop system. So it is intrinsically polluting the environment as well our body and mind, everything. So I thought, why can't I take this research in plants? I succeeded in that also. So my work is already, we are looking into the past genome. And of course, in future, we are taking up genome editing also, sir. So we look into the sequences of the past and where we can easily modulate that because the entire research is based on endolysin and CRISPR-Cas. Of course, we can make it also. So it's a faster way to make research than animal biology. But with addition of the previous question, so 3 companies in India. One is Vitalis Limited from Delhi. Okay, they are already marketing some products, disease related to related infections and tropical uses they are using. Another company from Bangalore by name Aristogen Biosciences, they are working exclusively aquaculture as well poultry. Okay, they are transforming this research meticulously. They are giving passes along with the feed to avoid antibiotic residue free meat samples like that they are giving. Across the world, they are marketing their products already. And one more company in Bangalore, it's called Gangajan Biotechnologies Limited. They are very pioneer in especially most of the diseases associated with human being only. 15 to 20 patents they already got on this work, sir. They are applied, some clinical trials also. They are in the 3rd phase, according to my knowledge and survey reports. So they are taking 15 years to make their research for the execution part. But within 1 year, I can cure this disease with the plant system. So I selected this as the better way to continue my research. And easily I can eradicate many pollutions related to the environment. That is my intention, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bakri. I think all of you gave a fantastic answer to this science question. Because even if moving on to the next phase, even if the science excites us, regulation will decide how far we can go. End of the day, I think that becomes sometimes a bottleneck, sometimes challenging, sometimes we hate it. As a scientist, we don't want to be stopped on this, but it is the fact of the world. We need to live on it. So I want all of you to change your scientific hat and wear regulator hat. Let us say we make you the DGCI of India. What is the, the urgent AMR challenge. I think we all are aware of it. What is the regulatory roadmap or what kind of safety testing, what kind of rapid adoption that you would suggest as a regulator to adopt the phage therapy so that it quickly comes and answers our AMR challenge? All of you, I would like your opinion. Who wants to go first?
It's a need of the urgency.
Yeah. Yes. Now, what is the regulatory framework that you would say?
We strongly recommend, sir, the government agencies and policymakers.
Where the government
Definitely, sir. If I become the government policymaker, definitely, sir. I would like to, add all the regulatory aspects to the government of India, sir. It has to set up some rules also, because without regulations, we cannot use POS products in India. And according to my knowledge, there is no regulatory bodies also. But people, they're already marketing their products. But when human trials comes, it requires a lot of regulations. So intramuscular injections or if you are taking inside the body, so it may generate some anti-immunogenic properties also. So to avoid that, there is a need of some set of rules also, because ethical issues committee is there. Okay, so we can request the authorities of the India and government and policymakers. It's a need of the urgency where we can go for alternative modalities to combat AMR. That's my suggestion, sir. Strongly suggest the technology. So where we can implement further research or usage. Thank you, sir.
As far as my opinion, we had antibiotics. We were happy with antibiotics earlier, but why has it become a resistant one? Why it has led to the resistant strains? Because of our problem only, it has become a resistant. We had so many resistant bacteria strains have formed. So the regulatory bodies should ensure that the availability of the drug should be limited. Only on the prescription of the doctors it should be given. Without any prescription, the pharmacist should not give the medicines to anyone. So that is the first thing. And the second thing is, after the course is done, that is any 2 days or 3 days, whatever the prescription that has been given, they have to compulsorily they have to visit the doctor to finish off that. Whether that has been completed or not, that report has to be there. These two things, I think that would be the regulatory bodies can do. Besides the earlier, whatever the clinical phases it has to undergo, everything, if it passes through and then come to the commercialization, the regulatory body should ensure that only under the prescription of the physician it should be given. And that to the dosage, everything should be properly given to them, and the instruction should be given. After the dosage is over, they have to report. That is the regulatory thing that bacteriophages also can end up as a resistant. They also can create a resistance among the bacteria. As you know, the bacteria, they can evolve and they can easily adapt to that. So once they regularly face this particular bacteriophage, they can also resist that. So to combat that, we have to be very much aware of it.
Thanks.
Before the, regulatory put so many questions, the chairperson of this panel member has put a lot of questions to us. The thing is, first we have to sensitize this program across the nation. Why want to go for this particular type of research or for therapy? Every individual of this world must know, called sensitization. How are you going to sensitize this program? You conduct awareness program through government agencies or Ministry of Health and Welfare and all the people together and make it as a successful one. The first thing. Second important thing, if you are going to say this sensitization program, and what about the students community or academic community or the industrial community, they must learn one particular course. You must include the content in the curriculum, whether it is an undergraduate or postgraduate of life science or management or whatever it may be. They must study. As you know, well taken one point so that the panel member and the chairperson may accept my things. Now the NEP implementation. Through NEP implementation, each and every students are expected to study AI and ML is an one elective course. Now it is an elective course. And after tasting that particular one or two courses by the student, they may shine in their life. It is an one type of skill. Today morning I was discussing with one of a student. She joined in a computer science. You only then studied a computer science engineering course. Then she dropped and she joined in the biotechnology course. Wow. So she identified that where the content is more important. So second important thing, this must be taught in the school level itself. Now we are talking about the IKS, Indian Knowledge System. Why you want to study this Indian knowledge system? The India is surveying almost more than, imagine it. But we forgot all those things. There is no documentation at all. So we want to emphasize that information. That's why that is taken in their hand. The same way, each and every individual in higher education system, they must study about their own health pattern. The third important thing is they have to establish some kind of referral laboratory for diagnostic purpose or for any other thing. If the particular referral laboratory is given a report, that should be accepted by any doctors across the country. Here there is a problem. One doctor is advising you, please take the report from that company and this company and then comparing. That should not be there. So the third thing is very much essential. And the fourth thing I want to say that without involving the government, if you keep on talking within the four walls, that will not be materialized. If we are going to organize such a wonderful seminar or conference or international conferences, Instead of inviting the students community, we must invite exclusively the common people and the researchers. Sir has informed about the 3 companies, those who are working, one is a plant and what do you call that. These people also can participate. The government officials who are making the policy for the country or for the entire nation, they must include, discuss across the panel discussion like this, and we can come up with good suggestions that then only it will take up. Without involving their contribution and other things, it is not at all possible from our side. The single hand can never make any noise. So we have to get some more people accommodate in this panel, and we have to say. The last point is we have to provide n number of opportunities in the media. Social media, advertisement, all those things. Health is important. Health is important. That's such a way you have to give some kind of brief information from the government of India. This is also will take it to the next level. This is my humble suggestion to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Okay. So once I wear my policymaker hat, okay, so I will not know what is bacteriophage. I will not know what is microbiology. I will not know what is happening around the science community. But only thing I will know that something is pandemic is happening or endemic is happening, and someone is suffering from something. Okay. So as a policymaker, I need to sit for next 5 years. So I need to take some solutions. So probably in the case of AMR, we can take the well-proved strategies which has been done with COVID itself. When COVID has come, Ministry of Family and Welfare, ICMR started granting first. They started with the hackathons for the school students, for the college students, for the MSME startups. So everyone are trying to give their ideas. What is the lack? So once that has been hosted, the policymaker will know what is the lacunae, what is the gaps, what people is expecting, and what is their idea on this, and what is their view on this. So I can plunder from them. And then I can tell that is my idea. So that first thing. Second thing is, we had a very good database when the COVID was there. We had everyday count, how the things are increasing. So similarly, we need to have a repository or a database where we will know what is the exact status of AMR, what are the drugs are out of, which should be put out of market, which should be put in the yellow zone, which should be put in the red zone, and which should be put in the green zone. And next, I need to tell people via social media as well as media, what are the strategies you need to follow. Similar like COVID, while we are saying wear a mask, that is a mandatory thing. When you say AMR is an alarming one, you need to tell people why it is alarming. If you're just going to tell it's going to be alarming, and don't take medicine, no one is going to bother. You need to say what is the real impact it is going to cause. So all this idea which I have successfully implemented in my previous COVID scenario, I can implement all those things in AMR also. But only thing is, funding might be a problem with the government. Okay, so it should be from the private sector as well, from the CSR activities of the private companies. It should be given to the pharma companies as well to take up the leads. So collectively we work together, then we can make a change. Thank you.
Wonderful. One round of applause for all the panelists for a wonderful answer. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think one question I had before I have last question, 2 more questions to each one of you, gentlemen and ladies. I think we talked about science, we talked about policy. Now, one question I have is, how do we accelerate these two, right? So, 2 sub-questions within this question. One, if ICMR has to start a flagship program tomorrow, because this is an ICMR funded event. So if ICMR is going to start a flagship program tomorrow on phage therapy, what should the top 3 priorities be? One. Second is, if you suggest how industry, academia can work together, because I come from industry, you are from academics, you have some thoughts, how we can work together and accelerate this innovation so that it can, we can get a solution faster. So one, the ICMR idea, the other one is, what is your thoughts on accelerating it, working with industries? Yeah. Anybody? Yeah, please.
To accelerate this particular program, 3 things you have to keep in your mind. One, if the program is, flagship program is initiated by the ICMR, first they have to identify the area of research and they have to fund enough to the research community. Otherwise, there is no meaning at all. Everybody can submit their research proposal. Those who are already approved their caliber, that I done some research work, whether it is an industry or academia or whoever may be. So they have to say that I have done some basic work, I am capable of carrying out this particular program, you please fund me. The fund should not be a constraint one. If it is a good proposal, you can give the money as he requested or as he requested. The point number one. And the second question, you are talking about the
Excellent. Industry.
yeah, excellent. So the program should be a triangular relationship. Academia can do the research, and industry also requested, because the equipment and other things will be there with them, and they can provide excellent feedback or act as a mentor. And the third one is the government. If theory things are there, triangular relationship is there, definitely you can succeed with very excellent. Otherwise, it is very difficult. If I am going to do some kind of research, definitely the industry people will reject. The industries come up with some kind of idea, as in public, I want to accept. The third thing, the government totally will reject everything. We three people are addressing whatever the problem arises during our research program or a discussion, then and there we can convince and we can complete the task in the stipulated time, then take up to the next level very easily. Otherwise, I find it a bit difficult. So this is my personal opinion about the things. Anyone?
So when it is going to be ICMR, that is flagship program has been started. In that case, as sir was still talking about, grant is the important thing, because first we have to initiate the research work on it to get a clear picture of what will be the future and what is going to happen inside the system. So we have to have a proper research grant to be given to all the research institutes. And then the research institute should come up with solid evidence that this could be a solution for the infectious diseases. What are all the infectious diseases that could be addressed because of that? And that solution has to be given by the research grant that has been given. And next thing is going to be the facility that has to be created. The industry, academia is there, but the industry will take care only once the solution is given to them, then they can produce in large quantities. But before that, the first initial facility has to be created to test that, and then manpower has to be created. The manpower and the facility is the next thing that has to be done. Because without the facility of maintaining that phage and also to control measures for the phage has to be done earlier, and that has to be provided and the enough facility to create and to combat the disease, combat the bacteriophage outbreak. If at all bacteriophage is going to be an problem, what is the alternative that we are going to give? All this has to be addressed in the facility, and also the manpower should be there, trained manpower should be there to handle these as a drug, in case of it is going to be commercialized, they have to be able to handle that. So that is the second thing, and like that has to be, I think earlier he said he should be given to the, as a course or program like that. So training has to be given to the persons. So more manpower and the facilities has to be created in the country next to that. Research grant, facility, and then finally it can, once it is going through all that, enough manpower is there and enough awareness being given to the public, then it can be commercialized where the academy and the industry can tie up. They can come up with that, because once it has been approved by all this facility and also the government officials approved, that regulatory bodies has been approved, then the industry can come into play where the production would be reaching the society. So that would be the thing I can say.
We'll ask him last. He didn't hear the question. You have to answer.
So from the ICMR perspective, so again, as I told, we have learned many things from the COVID scenario, and those things again can be implemented. That can be a straight answer. And when it comes to the industry-academia collaboration, the problem with the industry is they don't have sufficient funding and they don't have skilled, it can be skilled manpower, but in the terms of quantity, they don't have. They have a quality manpower, they don't have the quantity manpower. So what they can do is they can collaborate with the academic people. They can have the students level, either from UG level or PG level or research scholar level. They can hire the skill, they can train the students and they can have their with them. So that you don't have to pay huge amount as workers. You can just take him for the, hire him for the internships and apprenticeship. That is already provision given in NEP. So that can accelerate the manpower need for the company. And second thing, what they can do is they can go with the academia industry collaboration fundings. Mostly it is done with the private sectors like Melinda Gates or morning I was telling you NVIDIA GPU collaborations. So the private, because they have to go with the CSR things, the huge companies. So we can tie up with those companies, and this company can be a sister company, or it can be a tie-up partner with a triangle mode. So instead of trying with the small industry and academia, we can have a huge monster who is already in the field, and we can have shares for them also. So that could be one suggestion. These are the two. So one is the manpower that can be taken from the academia, and knowledge we can take it from the monsters.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar. I think Araprasad joined last, so I'll reiterate the question. Maybe you can answer a little bit. We want to hear from you too. The idea is the two subparts of this question. One, if ICMR has to start a flagship program tomorrow, what are the three areas that they should focus on? Second is, how do we improve the industry academia collaborations in your point of view in the phage therapy?
Yeah, good evening, one and all. Thank you, Dharma Prasad, for interestingly taking this discussion forward. Yeah, very meaningful questions these two are. At the ICMR, at the national level, or even at the international level, the concept of One Health is what is picking up today. There is no one approach towards a particular challenge we are facing. So there should be an integrated approach wherein organizations like ICMR should not only look at bacteriophage therapy, but as a One Health approach, they have to consolidate, create a group, expert group for discussing on how to make this One Health concept a probability or an option for bringing in the concept of bacteriophage therapy. First thing. Second thing, ICMR just not only funds, but it also is monitoring and associating with a lot of educational institutions, which is a good encouragement for educational institutions and the industry alike. Because this is the only program you see we associated with an industry. Most of the funding agencies, most of the funding programs which we earlier used to get, they were not so easily allowing us to associate with an industry and organize such programs. This is one of the first of the program which we are organizing in association with an industry. That's a good step forward from agencies like ICMR. And third thing which ICMR can look forward is not just industry. How do they engage the public? First thing, and second thing, the industry. Because when we come to industry, Dharma always tells me, our industry is not interested in anything else, that we don't want to waste time. We want results, we want product, we are here to make money. And if that is not achieved, industry will not be interested in. So hence, in that perspective, the funding agency should also look at how industry can directly get involved with less of stringencies, wherein industry can really make things reach out to the public, because they are an essential part. Whatever on either side, the educational institute and the funding agency or the government policies make, without the industry people, nothing can reach the common man. So they have to relook into what are the strategies they've adopted until now to encourage directly the industry and provide a real free hand to the industry to take such things forward. This has to become a reality, because by 2050, as you all have heard from past 4 days, it is going to be a great challenge. Unless the industry are empowered by the government agencies, it's not going to go forward in a faster manner. And second thing is how industry academia associations should improve. I have been an academician since almost 2.5 decades. The concept of industry academia gap, I was hearing then, I'm hearing now also. Not much has happened, whatever the attempts are made. But what, according to my perspective, is, yes, Dr. Dharma Prasad also knows, and he actively involves with most of the academic institutions and tells faculty, students, what exactly the industry wants and how the faculty and also the students can interact with the industry. You have to be, or the academia has to learn from the industry to engage themselves in realistic manner with the industry, not just going for an internship for 1 week and coming back and we have to deliver that in the academia. That is probably useful, but not to the practical extent. So a real world, what the under NEP, what they have proposed, experiencing the industrial setup for a longer period of time, coming back, forming a interest group of the students and faculty, and continuous engagement with the industry in not just bringing up research projects, but training aspects also, wherein the percentage of practicals approached or being delivered for the students in the academic institution should increase. And not the same old experimentations. We have a lot of experiments in every branch of engineering, which was taught in 1963 when the college was started. Still today, we are teaching the same thing, which the industry, when the students go to the industry, I've done this, industry doesn't have any value for that. They have moved long way ahead. So what the industry wants, the practicals should be dictated by the industry. What the industry wants today, that has to come into your curriculum, rather than what exactly the basics you want to learn. Today you have a course in AIML. In AIML, you need not learn the basics of C++ programming. They have moved forward. There are a lot of languages, advanced languages today, which just you can learn and move forward. So unless and until that concept of industry dictating the practical approach, what the students should get trained, it's really difficult for us to move forward in what we call this industry academia gap. To fulfill that step forward from the academic institutions, from policy making institutions, to go ahead and give the industry a free hand to dictate or to tell the academic institutions, these are the areas which the student should be trained in. I think if that is possible, probably the gap, what we call today, will vanish. Thank you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen and madam. Before I go to the last question, I'll just answer you a couple of things that's happening around us. One, on the funding side, national government has released 1 lakh crore set aside for a scheme called PDI or RDI or something like that, Research and Innovation Fund for private institutions. That means once they want to fund startups, they want to fund a lot of companies so that they can work with academicians and build a lot of research. So I think they've set aside 1 lakh crore. Karnataka is not behind. Karnataka has set aside 1,000 crore for a program called LEAP. They are building incubators and accelerators. So some of these technologies can be taken, incubated, and then accelerated so that the products can come out. And that is going to be beyond Bangalore. That means if you are in Bangalore, sorry, it won't come there. It is only going to come outside Bangalore. So that is Mysore, Mangalore, Hubli, Dharwad, and various other places. So there are a lot of push towards these aspects from the government. On the industry academia side, there are a couple of things. How many of you are from Mysore? Well, good. I don't know about other districts. I can only talk about Mysore city. I definitely don't know about Chennai. So I won't be able to talk much about it. In Chennai, in Confederation of Indian Industries, where I am part of, a member there, it's an industry body of 100 companies. It is the largest and the oldest industry body in our country. You name any company, they are members of this organization. Actually, Chennai zone of CII is extremely active. Our southern region headquarters is in Chennai. They do a lot of activities. From Mysore, what we have done is we have taken faculty to industry visits so that they can get exposure. Faculty doing internship in industry is encouraged now. And also, many of the companies now, government has approved CSR funding to be utilized for paying for internships. Till now, CSR fund couldn't be paid for internship. Now they have allowed it. So now you can actually even get paid for going for internship in the companies, provided you can target it and get approached. It's not a mass, so we can't do a mass scale training. It is a very targeted few selected students who can get that. In addition to that, across all the colleges in Mysore, we have started something called a orientation program where an industry member comes. I think JSS STU did it last year. Hopefully they'll do it this year also. Already we have completed all the general college. Whenever you get admitted, the first year of your BSc or BE, an industry panel is set up during your orientation where industry member comes and tells in next 3-4 years what you should do. Because by the time you finish your course, you got to be ready. If AI/ML is today, whatever stage it is in, imagine where it will be in 3 years' time. So if you don't study, you will be left behind. So some of these activities we have started. We have started engaging with a lot of academicians. We have even made a list of 40 industry people who can come and teach in colleges. I just launched it yesterday across for all the colleges to utilize. You are welcome to utilize in your college also. So there is a lot of activities that we are trying to do from industry so that we can work with academics and do it. So I am part of TIE. There is another organization which encourages internship where I am a chair for a program called Next Founders. So we are launching on September 19th a new initiative where we pick 20 students from each college, including JSS STU, 5 colleges, and then we pick these students and then we handhold them for 2 years. 2 years from your second semester all the way up to 6th semester. We interact with you on a regular basis. We guide you how to do market research, how to think like a company, how to incubate it, how to raise fund, how to do a minimum viable product called MVP, right? Proof of concept, POC. How do you even pitch your concept to an investor, to a scientist? So we interact with the colleges. We come to colleges, a lot of these industry members, experts in finance, experts in marketing, they come, they interact with the students, make sure the students can be turned out into an entrepreneur by end of your course. If you are lucky if you are in Mysore. This is happening only in Mysore, nowhere else. Only in set of 5 engineering colleges. Unfortunately, we have not stretched to the general colleges yet, but we will soon do that next year or so. This is an annual process we are doing it. We are preparing you so that you are ready by the time you finish the course, you can start your own company. Let us say you don't start the company, no problem. You can start when you become of my age, right? Everybody has hair except me. So the idea is, either you can start when you become like me or one of them when they're gray. So you can start becoming an entrepreneur when you're 45. I became an entrepreneur when I'm 35 or 40 or something. Or worse, if you don't become an entrepreneur, you can become an intrapreneur. So that means in the future, companies will love you if you can become an entrepreneur within the company, right? For example, you're working for a large organization like Bosch or Philips or something, you can become an entrepreneur within that company and start your own product or services. You could be part of Biocon, come up with a new phage therapy that Biocon can take it and move forward. It is your discovery under the umbrella of a big company. You can do that. So our whole idea is to collaborate with the institutions so that we both can come together, work together, and bring that collaborative benefit to you as students. So there is a lot of activities happening. Hopefully all these will yield to something and take us forward, right? So one last question to each one of you. There are a lot of young minds sitting here. All of you are young, basically children, not yet into the career or research world. We are all senior people who are sitting here who have been in research. You have to spend tens of years of your efforts to come up with a product or a service or choose a subject. So if you are guiding them as a one sentence advice to all these students, what they should do in the next couple of years to become a scientist, entrepreneur, whatever they dream of, what would you advise, keeping it very specific to phage therapy or phage field? What is the suggestion you would give they should do for their future? Yeah.
So let me take the first mic so that I'll have some point to add up. Yeah, exactly. So one basic thing which I'll tell you is update yourself every day. That is the one major thing. And second thing is practice every day. These two are more than enough. If you want to do something, you should know what you should do and what others are doing. Just copy from them. So every day when you start copying from them, one day they'll be slow, you'll be fast. Because you have been practiced to do something every day, right? So every day you started seeing, for example, if you want to learn a Python language, write 1 line first day, write 2 lines, then 3rd line. But at the end of 365 days, the end of the year, would have written a 365 lines program. So you'd be a programmer that day. So it's not just with Python. Whatever language or whatever skill, whatever you want, you're aiming for, whatever you're dreaming for, just do one. Do every day. Keep it as a continuous practice. Okay. If you want, I can tell you just a mathematical, there is a equation telling there's 0.99 to the power of 365. It comes something less than 0. But when you put 1 to the power of 365, it becomes 365. But when you put 1.01 to the power 365, it becomes a huge number. So just try to update yourself every day and practice every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Endorsing his point, you have to learn every day in the latest technology. If you are asking question anything to the chat GPT, take it to the website. Then you register that website, or you become a member in the society or forum. There you can get n number of information related to the latest technology. And you have to create your mind always works towards that particular cause called core competency area. You must spend minimum 10 to 15 minutes in the beginning. Then you can slowly extend it to 1 hour. Sir is telling you become an entrepreneur. You instead of going for studying a particular program or whatever may be, n number of opportunities are there. I can give one example. Of course, I'm deviating from the question. Now the government of India has taken a lot of initiatives. Do you know that a Skill India portal also there? Each and every students can register, not only acquiring that particular knowledge of that particular course, and you can also claim that credit for your program. Say for example, 160 credit is required. You are earning 120 or 25 credits from the Skill India. That is also added to your curriculum. That is also there. And Sir has pointed out that 40 members are ready to teach the student. That concept already Government of India has initiated in the name of Professor of Practice. That particular person should not be an academician. All his service from the industry. If you want, you can appoint professor of assistant professor, professor of associate professor, based on their experience, etc., etc. They will give you the proper thing. They are permitted to frame the syllabus. They are ready to provide the industrial exposure. If need, they will take it to their industry for industrial project, industrial visit. These are the avenues available in this country. One pathetic situation, yesterday I was noticed some information while traveling the train. I opened the Google thing. Then Government of India has floated fellowship for the internship program. Almost 150 lakhs or whatever, I forgot that number. Only 8% of the internships are taken by the students. Still 94% are unable to tap that. It is free of cost. Industry is ready to provide that opportunity. That is a part of their CSR activity. They have to do it. And that is also a real project. What is the problem occurring in their particular industry? They are giving us some problem for you, industrial project and other things. But you are all reluctant to take that thing. So if you are going to do that particular job, definitely you become a very big, entrepreneur in these things. And even the same, after reading that message, I read another one more message. Now, Perflexa, that an IIT students from Madras is ready to purchase the Chrome company. How it is possible? See, what is a capable and capacity? An individual is asking $38 billion, I am ready to purchase your company. You believe it or not, even we could not calculate the value of Indian money right now. So that is everything is possible. Now, then TBI concept, technology business incubator. If you have an idea, each and every academic institution is having small kind of a technology business incubation. The director is guided, mentor also there. You can incubate your thing. After 3 years of stay or 4 years of stay at the university, you go with some kind of product. You can sell it in the market. Then last week, I studied one information about the red bus. There are two friends stayed in Bangalore. They wanted to go back to their native place for celebrating the Deepavali. Unable to get the tickets, they stayed back. Then they thought, why don't you create on such app or something? Then they created. Now the copied, so many platforms are there for booking your online ticket, train and other things. What is the value of that company? Is telling 800 crore rupees. It is not a small amount. So potential opportunities are there. Only thing we have not tapped it. We always sit it in the comfort zone. You come out from the comfort zone and you can learn lot of things. When we were doing our UG PG program, there is no internet connectivity. There is no phone facilities. There is no, what you call that, mobile and something. If you want to take Xerox copy of that particular reprint, we have to spend 10 rupees. That is equivalent to 100 rupees today's market value. But we studied. But you are all, everything is available in a palm hand. But you have to spend good use. But you are always chatting with the WhatsApp and other things. Of course, you can chat. You specifically, you can do only morning 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock, only 10 minutes or 15 minutes. After that, I won't touch the WhatsApp. Even you are reading so many information, IAS officers, they are motivating other member. I never look at my phone and other things. I never go to any center also. I studied in such a way. Then I become in the 4th, 10th place, 15th place, 16th place. Everyone is telling. That is the most motivation. You have to read that particular information. You come up in your life in a successful thing. This is what I want to say to the young generation. They should not spend the time only with the mobile. For good cause, you can spend it. I appreciate you all and all the best for giving me the opportunity. Anyway, we are going to conclude anyway. Yes. Thank you, sir. I give it to her.
So I would like to say that all of you should have a goal. In next 5 years, what are you going to be? Next 10 years, what are you going to be? First, that is to be decided, because when I see the PG students coming to our thing, they are not sure what else I am going to do. After finishing my degree, what are you going to do? I don't know. Just for the sake of passing the time, they have come to join the PG. After getting degree, what is your aim? So that is not clear enough in our youngsters. So the goal, what you are going to be and what you want to be, that is very important when you decide. Then you can find out what is your strength and your passion. What is the strength you have got, whether you have got a scientific knowledge or whether you can read or when you can give information to others in a proper way. So what is your strength you have to identify, and your passion, what you love most, reading, writing, whatever may be that. So you should identify. If these two are identified, then you can move ahead with whatever the things that has been, as Sir was talking about, everything is available in your hand itself. So only thing is you have to have a goal and you have to identify your strength. What next is easily it is giving on in the net itself. So you just have a focus and you have your identify your passion. That too is enough for youngsters to move ahead. That's all.
Very difficult question actually. All these questions what he asked was not all that difficult because mostly related to science. This is related to humanity and the younger generation. Whatever we say, the answer to this question, I don't know whether it will be a answer which the Gen Z can accept, because Gen Z is at the next level, right? But one thing you will all accept, never forget the child in you. That's what will make you go on, keep on going to the next level. The second thing, you're all stuck to mobiles. Sir said, don't use mobiles. I don't know how many of you, we tried in the beginning, when this all mobile came, most of the institutions banned use of mobile in the college. We used to actually refrain students from using mobiles in the academic areas. Rules also came, but where did it all go? So, There are some essentialities which we fall for, but judiciously using it, Dharma actually propagates how to use technology for personal development. Tell everybody. How do you tell everybody today? ಹಿಂದೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮನೇಲಿ ಆ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ನೀವೀಗ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? Social media, right? So never forget the child in you. Tell everybody through social media what do you feel about what you're doing. What are your skills? That is where you get feedback as to what you feel is right or wrong. That will lead you, and you can keep on improving. Don't ever forget. I think Dharma is going to ask this question. How many of you have LinkedIn profiles today? So, no, I know that, sorry. But that's very essential today. If you don't connect with people, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to find answers by connecting with everybody. So, make a list of what you can leave behind. ತಲೆಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ದಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಬರ್ದಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು set a target as to what you feel you should not do. What you feel you should not do to hinder your progress. Anything you feel. Write it down, strike it off when you have left it. This is a very strong practice wherein you will see wonders if you strike it off. It will come, you will be able to get out of that very effectively, not going back at all. So these are the things I normally tell my students also. So you are Gen Z, I can't give you any suggestions what you should do for your improvement. These are the things which are value additions from the basis. So I think if you follow these, irrespective of what Gen Z or beyond, A to Z is, they have reached Z. I don't know what they will reach next. Probably they will borrow letters from Chinese because it goes beyond, and then start calling the next generations by that letter. But still, you are there to go forward. So have a wonderful life by planning your progress. Without plan, nothing goes forward. So plan your progress, go forward by believing in yourselves. Thank you.
Okay, good. Just to summarize, Madam said set a goal. Araprasad said be curious. Dr. Palaniswamy said set your phone aside, put your focus. Dr. Kumar said keep learning. Bottom line is very simple, my dear friends. If you set a goal, be curious, focus on it, and keep learning, you will progress. Nobody can stop you. Right? That's the summary of everybody's thoughts. I'm just putting together. Like Araprasad said, I'm going to ask the question anyway. He asked it, I'll ask you again. How many of you are on LinkedIn? Wonderful. Great. Others who are not on LinkedIn, you will be left behind. No doubt about it. All those people who raised hands will leapfrog ahead of you and move ahead. I'll tell you why. Because apart from all the four aspects that these gentlemen, lady spoke about, you also need to be connected. Connected, previously we were doing physical connection, right? Now you have to do both physical and digital connection, because a lot of your future depends on what is connection. I'll give you a simple example. 75% of the jobs never gets announced, never gets advertised. Only 25% gets advertised. Why? Because the moment I have a job in my company, what do? I see whom do I know. If I don't know, what do? I ask my colleagues, do you know somebody, right, who can join? If they don't know, what do? I call my friends from academics and friends from other sources. I may call Nijgana Prasad, I may call Araprasad and say, do you know a student whom I can hire? After exhausting all my resources, then I advertise. So if you are not connected with people, you will not get a job. You won't believe it, a trainee who passed out from our company recently, She was saying she applied to Syngene. All the interviews were done. For selection, they said one of the Syngene employee has to nominate them. Only after that they were going to hire. I said, what is this happening? So that means you should know already somebody in Syngene who can recommend you. Only then you will get the job. Otherwise, you won't even get the job, however smart you are. That is the era we are getting into. That means you need to be connected. You need to know people. So all the 5 days you have spent listening to a lot of people, first thing you do today is go on LinkedIn, connect to everybody. Connect to every professor who is sitting here because they have their own set of connections. If you connect with me, there are 7,800 people in my connection who will become your secondary connection. Many of them are CEOs, vice presidents of different companies. So the idea is you start expanding your connection. The more you connect, the better opportunities come. If a job opportunity in Biocon gets opened, one of your Biocon connection posts it, you get to know about it, you will apply. Because if you don't know, you can't apply. Simple, no? You need to first know what to do, only then you can do something. So please, as soon as this session is over, take your time, write about what you learned in the last 5 days, how amazing this was, if it was amazing, about this session. Tag Dr. Araprasad, Dr. Makri, and all the people who are involved in this session, and all the speakers who came and spoke to you, learned from them, tag all of them, put some hashtags. I don't have to say this. You are very good in it. Put 1 or 2 photographs, post it, right? You start this and you do this journey in the next rest until you finish your college. Please do this for every session that you do. Because ultimately, I don't know how smart you are in organization skills, but you can say that on LinkedIn saying that you organized a session like this. That shows your organization skills, right? You know, so you have to learn to showcase your skills. If you don't drum yourself up, nobody else drums it for you. Other than your parents and teachers, nobody else will talk good about you. Not even your sister, brother, not even my child. Okay? Not even my wife, because she has her own life. So it's very important that you showcase your skills, and it has become easy. Use the digital media. Put the phone away, but use it only for the benefit of yourself. So please grow. Do fantastic. I hope to see you successful one day, probably leading on LinkedIn, what amazing things all of you attendants have done and how important this session was. 5 days, they have taken a lot of efforts and they have put it together. Wonderful. One round of applause for all my panelists for fantastic answer. Continue that applause for all of you for attending here for 5 days, sitting together and learning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you all panelists for giving insight. Thank you all panelists for giving insights on first AMR, bacteriophage, regulatory affairs, LinkedIn, job, career, everything you have to take and you have to utilize this properly. Thank you all panelists for this. So now I request Dr. M.N. Nagendra Prasad sir to present a token of gratitude to Dharma Prasad sir.
Cash estimated.
I request Apsara Madam to present a token of gratitude to Dr. J. Angayakani Madam. Now I request Dr. K.R. Sanjay sir to present a token of gratitude to Dr. K. Palini Swami. I request Dr. Hanumantappa Makri sir to present a token of gratitude to Dr. Tirumala Prasad. Now I request Dr. N. Haraprasad sir to present a token of gratitude to Makri sir.
Please come to the stage. is your program. In fact, we have to give it first. Very new, please.
It's an informal valedictory function. Now, I request the participants from different colleges to give a feedback. So this feedback is very important because whatever the good things that you have learnt, or if any faults that is from our side, so it is easy for us to correct ourselves. So I request the participants from the other colleges to give a feedback about this 5 days program.
She's getting ready.
So,
good afternoon all. As a participant of this 5-day ICMR funded workshop on AMR, this was the first best thing I did in this entire year. All the sessions were not just informative, but they were also engaging at the same time. So that was the beauty of this workshop. So I thank Maharani Science College and JSS Institute for providing this opportunity and platform for all the participants to attend one of its kind workshop. And I personally congratulate Dr. Himantappa Makri sir and the convener and Professor Harakumar sir, the organizing secretary, for making this workshop a grand success. The panel discussion was an appropriate summary, I must say, of what we have learned in the past 5 days. So I look forward to attend many more such workshops or some hands-on training in the coming year. And basically, this entire workshop, there was as such no shortfalls, I must say. So everything was very well managed by the team. So congratulations. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brinda A from Maharani Science College for Women. First of all, this 5 days workshop has been an amazing experience for us, and especially for Maharanis, I would say. And the session were not just lecturing. We got to learn how bacteriophages and One Health approaches can actually make a difference. And honestly, it felt like learning science in a whole different way behind the classrooms, if I have to say. One thing I have to mention is, looking around, I noticed many of them are PhD scholars and master students, and we are just undergraduate students, and I feel privileged to be within them and study along them. And it was actually motivating us that how the scholars also are so interested in this, and it actually motivates us who are undergraduates, and learning along with them was actually very nice. So it was actually at starting, it was very actually we thought that they are already experienced, they are already one step ahead of us, like we are undergraduate and they are already ahead of us. So it felt like, okay, they are better than us. So but they didn't actually show it. They all were like equally, they treated us equally, and they gave us chance to learn. They treated us equally. And I also want to thank our professor, Dr. C. Hanmantappa Makari sir. He always pushes us, and he pushes us to grab opportunities and motivates us. And with his constant support, we are here today learning one thing which we never thought of, never had an idea to be. And I also want to thank Dr. Hari Prasad sir, who has been working tirelessly along with our sir and the organizing team, Lakshmi ma'am, Bindu ma'am, and Rashmi ma'am, and all. Thank you, ma'am, so for supporting us and treating us as your students. And yeah, also yes, and as a UG student, we come in a feeling of little nervousness, but we are leaving with a lot of confidence. I can say we have a lot of confidence within us that we have learned something within this 5 days, and I think we have gained so much of knowledge and inspiration from all of you. And uh, this workshop has given us not just learning, but also a belief that we can dream bigger in for the future and do better for our society and for our nation. Thank you, organizing. Thank you.
A very good evening to everybody. I'm Ramya, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, Maharani Science College. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Makri sir and Hariprasad sir for organizing such a one-of-a-kind workshops. It was truly inspiring, informative, and it has definitely benefited this small crowd, which will be amplifying the message to the public. Okay, so the take home will be not to keep the informations only within us, but to educate people around us and give them information, be it your very close circle, your parents, your siblings. That is the way the news is going to spread about AMR. Okay, so thank you very much, sir, for giving us this opportunity and giving me a chance to be a part of this esteemed workshop. Thank you so much.
From JSS AGR, from SJC,
Very good evening, one and all. I'm Dr. Soumya from Biotechnology Department, JSS AHER. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Department of Biotechnology and Maharani Science College for their wonderful collaboration in executing this workshop. And special mention to Dr. Hari Prasad sir for his kind consideration, and Dr. Makri sir for his enthusiastic participation or organizing this workshop. And the food was wonderful all the 5 days. And since nobody mentioned regarding the food, I just thought of mentioning. Because that kept us going all through the sessions for all the 5 days. And I congratulate each and every participant as well as the organizing committee for successful completion of this workshop. Thank you. Thank you.
So, good evening, everyone. I am Uma Maheshwari from Tiruvallur University, Belur, Tamil Nadu. So, I came from, I was alone when I came from Tamil Nadu. I was like, I don't know anyone from Mysore. I just came blank. And so, the workshop, first of all, I talk about the workshop. It was very nice, and it's like a new topic to me. And I'm currently studying second MSc, so it's like idea for my project, for my final year project. Then I just want to mention, like, if they provide a accommodation, then it will be better. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yogish, lecturer and PhD scholar from JSF Medical College from the microbiology department. So, as a research scholar and a faculty who is working in the clinical laboratory, I know how big a challenge is AMR, and it was need of our, and I know how it is important to go for the alternative options such as the phage test. But we don't have the proper platforms to learn about the bacteriophages, how it works, and their isolation, and their purification, and their commercialization, and the so. And in our department, in under my guide, Dr. M.N. Sumana, we are trying to establish a phage lab so that it will become a foundation for that. So I'm happy that JSSSTU has organized such a wonderful workshop, and I will thank you for the ICMR for providing this opportunity for us.
Good evening, all. I am Lishmita from Chikmagalur IDSD College. First of all, I would sincerely thank you for Makri sir for me calling for such a wonderful program workshop. This is my first workshop in my life. I'm a little bit nervous actually. And behalf of my college and from my friends Radha, Aishwarya, Pratik, we came here for the first workshop. Thank you, JSS College and Maharani College and ICMR. And also, I'm very regretting that Makre sir have been transported to Maharani College. I'm a little bit jealous actually. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Sorry, Maharani College friends. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Now I request Dr. Hanmantappa Makri sir to talk about the event, 5-day event.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, I don't have to take much time. As I told you already, this was a dream set by Dr. Araprasad and me, and we were continuously talking about the pauses and pause therapy, how it can be implemented for the future therapy system. So with the idea and our previous experiences in modulating these bacteriophage therapy, we have proposed ICMR. We have proposed to the ICMR for funding to have faculty development program rather than this program. But they remarkably they mentioned it should be training workshop. So immediately we changed our proposal to FDP to training program. That's what we are all benefited today. And the real force behind this workshop and the curation and planning, execution, everything done by meticulously Dr. Haraprasad. Just I'm an instigator, I gave an idea, that's all. So I'm a pioneer in this research, he was mentioning always. So, sir, why can't we collaborate? Because Maharani Science College, it is lagging behind many laboratory facilities and all. So I approached Haraprasad, sir. Immediately, sir spoke to higher authority of the management, and we both togetherly went and convinced them, and immediately they agreed. Okay, and this workshop, what we were sitting in this auditorium for 5 days, for only 5 days, but we started, this work before 4 months only. Every day and every minute, how it can be executed and how we can render the facilities of the Department of Biotechnology to all the students and participants. And I hope this is executed in a better way. And this execution, really, I thank all the department faculties, including senior faculties and all the faculties whoever supported for the execution and help, and they rendered their meticulous time for conducting this workshop in this institute. And my real intention is to, because this is not popularized science, you might aware now. So active deliberation should be there, and there should be scientific evidences should be there. And we invited people, industry people, to give some practical experiments. So we invited Biosciences, Aristogen Biosciences Bangalore. They agreed because I'm closely associated with them since 1.5 decade. So I was the first person to isolate bacteriophage in that lab. So I invited them. They agreed our invitation and demonstrated all the experiments. Very surprisingly, we got very good results also. When I was working with the PAS, I was facing a lot of problems initially. But now technology is highly evolved. So we manipulated this technology for today's workshop, and we executed very neatly. If any suggestions, kindly mail us and write us, and definitely we can improve further also. And this is just initiation. As a pilot study, we conducted this workshop. Definitely with your cooperation and inspiration and support by Araprasad and this management and JSS Technical University, we will go further and we look into the grand success in PAS therapy in India. So I'd like to thank from my heart, I thank all the supporters and all the helpers, front screen and back screen, whoever helped to execute this workshop in this institution. I'd like to render my heartfelt thanks to one and all. If anything mistake done by us, okay, during curation and all, kindly excuse us, okay. And thank you one and all. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you one.
Now I request Dr. N. Haraprasad sir to give a conclusion remarks.
Good evening, one and all. Offering my sincere pranams to His Holiness. On this occasion, seeking His divine blessings. We are all privileged. The guiding light leads us in the darkest of the tunnels which we face in our life. The blessings of His Holiness takes us far and makes us do wonders. To be true, this experience of organizing a workshop like this, which we kept open for undergrads, postgrads, doctoral students, and faculty together, was a real-time first experience for us also. Because we did not know how this complex group will interact with each other. But to our surprise, there was a very well gelling which happened. Not just the agarose gel which they casted, but the actual minds gelled together. As one of you rightly expressed, none of you felt any difference among the concept and belief and attitude for learning. Everyone learned alike. That's the biggest part I think I have experienced in this workshop. Yes, a lot of planning went into this. Initially, when we embarked on this idea of proposing this to ICMR, not only both of us discussed about the scientific aspects of it, but there will be guidance from the administrators also. So a lot of people who knew the ICMR's objective of supporting such workshops also helped us. And I also thank immensely today the guidance we have received from ICMR towards laying out the templates which goes in towards proposing such a project or preparing such a proposal. I would like to mention the guidance provided by Dr. Geetanjali here. It was immense because even though we have done a lot of proposals in our career, it is immensely important that every aspect is dealt with, and they provided the right support. Connecting with 21 different people to bring them together here was a real enjoyable journey from the last 4 months. And of course, every time I do such an effort, experience is totally different because I'm approaching, I don't know, I have never seen that person, and talking to them over telephone, you get a different picture. You try to paint a picture depending on their voice you hear. Some people, which when I spoke to them, I expected that they're so naive. I imagine that they are really younger than me, and I don't know what all I made a picture out of them. But ultimately, when they all came here and I met them, it was a real scientific enlightenment which made me realize that nothing is better than scientific development which we encounter in our life. So this workshop has taught a lot of things to me, not just in organizing things, but providing that kind of atmosphere to the younger generation to take themselves forward in shaping their career. This approach, you have heard a lot of concepts on bacteriophage therapy and AMR. I don't want to bog you more about that. But the life learning which you have taken from here is of real value, and I thank all the resource persons who made it here to share their knowledge in spite of a lot of engagements they had. Today morning, I sent an SMS to Dr. Dharma and said, I request you, that this was the last minute. Yesterday night, 12 o'clock, I sent a WhatsApp message to him. I have a session which got cancelled from 2:30, so can you make it at 2:30? He openly accepted it. Not everybody does that. And their acceptance, like I have 21 stories like this. Because I don't know what all they actually put aside when I told them this is the workshop we are organizing for the younger generation starting from UG to doctoral students. They really appreciated it, made it a point that they're a part of this, shared their knowledge, enhanced your knowledge, and invited you to a different area of research, the bacteriophage research. As one of you rightly said, you have picked up your idea for your project work. I don't know what the other students have picked up from here, but I definitely believe it is going to make an impact on your learning in future. There is no concluding here. Ma'am said concluding remark. This is just the beginning of something new. So I can't conclude anything in the beginning. So I wish all of you a very bright research mindset which you have picked up from here. And as rightly requested by Dr. Dharma, you are going to do what? What are you going to do after this? Post it on LinkedIn, right? You're going to tell the whole world what you feel and get a feedback and get connected to everyone possible. And see that how you can make yourself more impressive every day. And he said, get connected. His 7,000, 8,000 and odd connections you can connect to. But unless you are expressing yourself in an interesting manner, nobody is going to look at us, right? You have to make yourself that impressive that people will look at you and respond to your messages. I keep following Dharma, and the way he encourages the younger generation is really amazing. And like that, every scientist sitting on the dais, we do lot of efforts to push. Makri sir, push us, you said. Yes, that push from this generation to the younger generation is definitely needed, and we all don't hesitate to do it. Again, to just tell one more incidence, Dr. Rangayan Penny and Palami Swami sir, it's nothing less than a sacrifice they make to make such opportunities and be there for the younger generation. They were so tired with a family function last week, but they said, don't worry, we're going to take a late night train and be there. So that is the kind of attitude, and that is the kind of approach this generation has towards the younger generation. This workshop has made it more evident that we all are here for you, for the younger generation, to see that you face lesser challenges and have answers for all the challenges you face. I should not fail to express my heartfelt thanks to everyone in my department, starting from Dr. Sanjay, Dr. Nagendra Prasad, Dr. Nanjan Swami, Lakshmi, Bindu, of course, Ritika, Rashmi, everybody. I need not name each one of them. Saupandika madam. Why I took names is your name is the one which you love the most, and also you get connected better. So this journey for the past 4 months and this past 5 days is an outcome of our commitment towards what we want to give for the younger generation. Thanks to all the 21 resource persons who made it possible for this workshop, and the management which openly agreed for our proposal in taking things forward and letting us, supporting us do this workshop, starting from the day we started proposing it to the day we inaugurated this, and today when we are concluding this. Thank you one and all for being here. I thank Maharanis also, Principal of Maharanis College. This is one of a kind because we have collaborated with many engineering colleges. Never attempted to collaborate with a science college, but this made it possible because of our association with Dr. Makri, and the Joint Director of Collegiate Education, state of our state. She took position in Mysore just last week, and when we approached her, she said, though I'm a commerce person, one thing I understand and support is the collaborative effort which you are bringing forward. That is really very good. Please continue that. That's what she told. I thank her immensely for supporting us all this. And thanks to all of you. We always talk when we organize, all of us together, faculty, a program like this, holding students back for 5 days is not a joke, but you were real good students. Giving a coffee break and asking you to come inside is a challenge for us, but you never made us feel that. You were, before we told, please come back, you are already in. That's a real good approach towards learning. I appreciate that in you, all of you. And thank you one and all, especially the JSS Academy of Higher Education Research in JSS Hospital, which rendered support to deliver the practicals. Aristogene for pulling out time. As an industrialist, coming down here, spending 2 days, and the background work for 1 week wherein they had to prepare for rendering this practicals here. It was real amazing. And I hope all of you enjoyed that hands-on workshop and learned a lot of it from here. Not only you as students, as research scholars, as faculty, we also learned a lot of things from that 2 days hands-on experience and the other practicals we had organized. This was a real blend of practicals and hands-on experience and theory. I hope all of you have benefited from it. So once again, thank all of you, and the media personnel also, I should not forget to remember them here. On the first day of inauguration, they provided a wide publicity and published it across all the news media in this region. Thanks to them. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Now you can use your mobile phones. Please scan the QR code that is displayed and then please submit the feedback.
They done it. The moment people already they done it. No, the moment they see any QR code, the first thing they are going to do is scan. Very fast.
Now I request Dr. Sauparnika to present a vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. With humble pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, and I, Dr. Saupanika HM, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. It is with immense honor and gratitude that I stand before you on behalf of the organizing committee to deliver the vote of thanks on this momentous valedictory occasion. At the outset, I express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed panelists, Dr. J. Angyarakanni, Dr. K. Dr. M. Palaniswamy, Dr. Dharma Prasad, Dr. Tirumala Kumar, for gracing this workshop with your august presence and for sharing your invaluable insights that truly enrich the proceedings. We are deeply thankful to Dr. V. Suresh, Pro-Chancellor, JSS AHR and Director, Technical Education Division, JSS MVP, Mysuru, and Dr. D.S. Pratima, Joint Director, Regional Office, Department of Collegiate Education, Mysuru, for her unwavering support and encouragement, which played a crucial role in the successful completion of this 5-day workshop. Our profound gratitude is also to extend to our beloved Vice Chancellor, Dr. A.N. Santosh Kumar, Registered Professor Dr. S.A. Dhanraj, and Principal in Charge Dr. C. Natraju, Dean of Engineering and Technology, JSS Science and Technology University, Mysuru, and as well as Vice Principal Dr. Mallu and Dr. Abdul Rahman, Principal of Maharani Science College for Women, Mysuru, for their constant motivation and guidance throughout this journey. A very special note of appreciation to Dr. Gitanjali Sagina, Scientist C and Program Officer, Division of HRD, Department of Health Research, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India and ICMR for their generous funding support which enabled the successful conduct of this workshop. We sincerely thank all the distinguished speakers who contributed to this event and the various institutions from across the country who deputed participants, thereby enriching the quality and diversity of this workshop. I take this opportunity to specially acknowledge the remarkable efforts of our organizing secretary, Dr. N. Haraprasad, Professor and Dean of UAA, and our convener, Dr. Hanmantappa Makri. Their tireless dedication and commitment have been instrumental in orchestrating this event to perfection. Our heartfelt thanks to the university officials, respected deans, directors, and heads of departments of JSS STU and Maharani Science College for Women for their steadfast support, active cooperation, and esteemed presence. We also wish to acknowledge our head of the department, Dr. K.R. Sanjay, JSS STU Mysore. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. M.N. Nagendra Prasad for his valuable support. A warm thanks to the faculty and staff of the Department of Biotechnology, JSS STU, and Maharani Science College for Women for their exceptional collaboration and dedication behind the scenes. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to the non-teaching staff and students of the Department of Biotechnology, whose enthusiastic support and seamless coordination made this event a grand success. Last but not the least, A sincere thank you to all our invitees, participants, and well-wishers from across various universities and colleges. Your active, enthusiastic participation has added immense value and vibrancy to this program, making it a truly memorable experience. On behalf of the entire organizing team, I once again offer my humble pranams to the sacred Suttur Parampara and express our sincere gratitude to one and all. Thank you.
So high tea, it is arranged in first floor. Please have high tea. And the certificates will be distributed in the front desk. Please collect your certificates. And I wish you all the best for all of you. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Nice meeting you.
Taken all the information what is spoken in the morning. So we have spoken something about our area. No? He narrated everything. He printed, took out all the printouts. He raised the relevant particular individual. That is very important. I am proud of him because this capability has. We are getting that by very well prepared.